Long ago, in a shallow, reedy pond at the edge of a forgotten village, lived a carp named Bonten. He was not a small carp, nor a young one. His scales had the dull gleam of tarnished brass, and his whiskers drooped like tired willow branches. Bonten had a grand ambition. Every night, he would rise to the surface of the pond, gaze at the perfect silver moon reflected on the water, and sigh. "I am destined for greatness," he whispered to the tadpoles. "That moon is my true home. One day, I shall leap into the sky and live among the stars." The other fish admired his dream. "So bold," said the minnows. "Such spirit," said the frogs. But there was a problem. Bonten never practiced leaping. He never built his muscles. He never swam against the current to grow strong. Instead, he spent his days floating belly up near a warm patch of lily pads, dozing in the sun. And every evening, he would complain, "If only the moon would come a little closer. If only the current would lift me. If only someone would build a staircase of clouds." His best friend, a quick little shrimp named Kiku, grew tired of his excuses. One night, she pinched his tail until he woke. "Bonten," she said, "you talk of the moon every night, but you have never once jumped." "Jump?" Bonten laughed lazily. "Why waste energy? Ambition is about dreaming, not sweating. The moon knows my heart. It will come to me." Kiku shook her tiny claws. "There is an old saying, a frog in a well does not know the great ocean. But you, my friend, are a carp who will not leave his lily pad. Listen. I have heard of a waterfall in the eastern mountains. If you swim there and climb it, truly climb it, leaping against the falling water, you will transform into a dragon. And dragons can fly to the moon." Bonten's eyes widened. A dragon. Now that was a suitable destiny. "How far is this waterfall?" he asked. 3 days' hard swim against the current," said Kiku. Bonten yawned. 3 days. That's so far. And the water is cold. And my fins ache just thinking about it. No, no. I shall become a dragon through sheer will. Visualization. And so he closed his eyes and imagined himself as a magnificent golden dragon, soaring past clouds. Then he fell asleep. Days turned to weeks. The other fish stopped listening to his moon talk. Even the frogs grew bored. One autumn evening, a great storm came. The pond swelled and overflowed. The current caught Bonten while he was dozing and swept him over the edge of a small drainage ditch. Not a glorious waterfall, just a muddy spillway. He tumbled down a short drop, landed with a pathetic splat in a puddle, and lay there gasping. When the storm passed, Bonten found himself stranded. The puddle was shrinking under the morning sun. He tried to leap back to the pond, but his body was soft and weak. He flopped once, twice. The third time, he barely cleared a pebble. Kiku found him there, half buried in mud, his grand whiskers limp. "Help me," he whispered. "I was meant for the moon." Kiku looked at him with sad, beady eyes. "Bonten, ambition without action is just a pretty dream. You wanted the moon, but you wouldn't even chase the river. Now you can't even reach the pond." She called some other shrimp, and together they dug a tiny trench, guiding a trickle of water to revive him. Bonten survived, but he never grew large or strong. He spent the rest of his days in the shallow end, telling anyone who would listen about the time he almost became a dragon. And the moon. It rose every night, cold and beautiful, and every night it reflected on the water, close enough to touch, but only if you were willing to leap. The moral, the old folks say, is this: even the longest journey begins with a single jump. But the laziest carp ends in a puddle.